Hey everyone, it's John here from Cast and Shoot Outdoors, CNS on Facebook and YouTube. Gonna bring a little quick video here on how to skin out your deer. A friend of ours has shot one and brought it over to the place, and we're gonna show you how to skin this thing up and quarter it, so stay with us. All right, so what you wanna do, and unfortunately I started on this side real quick, so we're gonna go over here. We're gonna be skinning, cutting up here through the skin, making a line, and then we'll fold over and then pull her down from there. We'll go ahead and done it on this side, and we'll finish it off on that. But just to show you what I like to do here, get a little bit of this started. You're gonna just run up your knife. What you do, get on there. And we'll show you a quick tip on how to get rid of that hair once we get that far. Skin your deer right away. It makes it a lot easier to get the hide off, especially like up here in Wisconsin where it's late in November and you're getting cold. Once that freezing temperature goes and hits this deer, if you leave it overnight, it makes it really tough on getting that deer skun out. So always make sure you got a sharp knife too. That'll make your job that much easier. Once you get up here to the upper part of the leg, you can get your finger through here. Okay, now you're just going to cut like that. Now you can just pull her down, and it'll come off pretty easy. Like I said, when you skin them out right away. Now, one thing I want to point out: this tendon. Don't cut that tendon if you're hanging the deer up here by the legs like I like to do. If you did that, the whole thing would keep coming down on you. So once again, we're over on this side where we can get our finger through. Right there. We're gonna go up, cut, and then we can pull it down again. So as you can see, that pulls off pretty good. Now, sometimes you got to watch out because some meat will stay attached, and you don't want that to pull and tear, but otherwise it comes pretty easy. Well, then once you did that, you can see tail comes off cleanly. And you can pull a little bit more. It should come down. What you ought to do is try to grab it in a big ball here. Put your hand down and it will slide much easier for you when you do it that way. Until you get to the point where you can't get low enough. So now you get down to here on the front legs. And you're going to do a lot like you did. You're going to do a lot like you did up here, where you're skinning up. Just the opposite. You're going to do the leg. So what we want to do is make a cut along this back side here and then down and around. Lift her up. So always try to get past this knuckle at that point. Again, you're just gonna go here so you can get your finger underneath this side here. Through there, as you can see, you get that pulled away, get that knife underneath there, then you cut it. And once again, once you get past this little knuckle, it'll pull right away. So this deer got shot right here. You can kind of see it's pretty nasty. So makes this a little tougher because this is all busted up in here. But again, you're just gonna go down through this leg and try to get this all separated here. And then we'll see what we got for a mess and see what we can pull off and what'll come out. So this leg is pretty well mangled, which makes it a little bit tougher to work on by yourself, but you can still do it. And like I said, you want to get past this knuckle, this elbow joint, and once you do, the skinning usually comes right off, but kind of afraid because as you can see, this deer got shot right here and that bone is broken, so I got to be careful when I pull on that because I might just pull the whole thing off. Not that we're going to use that part of the deer since it was shot there, but I just don't want it to come all undone. So once you get it, kind of pull on that. Part of the bullet and some bone fragment, but now we're to the point where I should be able to just about pull it till we get down to the neck here. Once you get down to the neck, that's where it gets a little bit tougher to pull on. So that's where you're going to do more skinning. Much light down there, but so we're at the neck now, and this is probably the toughest part of the skinning if you can't get any height on your deer when you're hanging them. So you just kind of got to work this around until you get to the point where you're satisfied as to where you are finished. Some guys like to go right up to the base of the skull. Sometimes you can get it. Sometimes it's more work than it really needs to be. That's pretty much it for skinning it. And so we'll take the rest of the head off, the skin, and then we'll quarter it up. So now what I've done is I've cut down to the base of the head here. So I'm just going to work the knife, this little bit that's left, all the way around, and then we'll take what's left of the hide and the skull and take that off, leaving you this good meat for a neck roast. And just like you did on the tail, you're going to find that bone where the vertebrae are, and when you do that, you can twist it off. You can cut with a knife, or you can use a Sawzall and just cut it off altogether. A little messier with a Sawzall, but a lot easier. So as you can see, we got it right to the base of the neck here. Head. We'll make this into a nice neck roast. So from here, we're going to take off the legs, and I don't use a Sawzall or anything. I had to use a Sawzall on that, and I just didn't want to show that part of the video. But we'll take this off, and you cut around, and you break that off once you get that tendon busted, because that's the biggest thing. So there you go. You don't need a knife. You won't need a saw, I should say. Oops. And that leg comes off. All right, so we're going to let this hang for 24 hours and firm up just a little bit. And normally we like to hang our deer for a minimum of three days, up to 5, depending upon the weather. But it is supposed to start freezing here tonight. Being in the garage, it's going to be all right. But we're going to have to probably do this tomorrow after the meat firms up just a touch, only because we have some prior obligations. So after that, it's supposed to get really cold here. So one of the things I'd recommend is going to Harbor Freight or a pharmacy and get yourself some good gloves. That way it makes the cleanup so much easier on yourself. I usually go to Harbor Freight and buy these things for $7, and it just makes it so much easier on yourself for cleanup. You don't have any blood on your hands for the most part. So that's a little tip on this, cleaning the deer. Hey everyone, we're back now. We've let this deer sit for a few days, let the meat rest. There was one thing I wanted to add here that I think is pretty important. If you're looking to get this deer a shoulder mount or anything like that, well, then you're going to skin this deer totally different. I did a video with Roger Carlson from Howling Hollow Taxidermy, and Roger does an awesome job of explaining what you need to do. So check that video out, and I think you'll be pretty happy with what you see. But as far as this deer is concerned, we weren't going to be doing that. So this video was about skinning, and so just wanted to give you a heads up on that. Hey everyone, that's a wrap. I'd like to say thank you to my wife Tracy for helping shoot this video. She's a huge help and has done some filming for me in the past, and bless her heart, she puts up with me. So once again, if you get a chance, introduce somebody to the outdoors. If you like our videos, please like and subscribe. With that said, tie lines and shoot straight, everyone. Happy holidays.
Go.
You ready?